You know, we all love the story of the classic underdog, right? You got the big guy, Mr. Big Man. You get the little underdog who comes in and gets beat down again and again until he finally rises up and beats those who are trampling on him. It's a classic story, and we all love it. We all know it, and nothing is better than seeing this happen in real life. Because right now, in the world of trading card games, we're watching the big giant Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro, right? They're basically the same company now. Quite literally, Wizards of the Coast is a division of Hasbro now. Well, we're seeing this giant, right, getting taken on by Legend Story Studios. And right now, we're watching Legend Story Studios bitch smack Wizards the fuck around. We're watching Legend Story Studios with their Alpha Chad, big deck energy, just drag their metaphorical balls all over Wizards of the Coast face, and it is fantastic to see. Hello, my fellow Flesh and Blood players. My name is Sloop Dupe, and I want to talk a little bit about why Legend Story Studios is one of the most fantastic companies I have ever come across. This has been a wild ride. What's really offset this video? There's a few things I want to talk about, but what really offset this video, and the thing I'm going to talk about first is professional play. Right? So Magic used to be the professional card game. That was the game that people wanted to get really, really good at, you know? You've got people play Pokemon, people play Yu-Gi-Oh, but you don't see the gigantic, following in terms of like competitive play like you do for those games like you did with Magic at one point. But Magic, they got rid of their professional play, and they did some weird new professional support where it was like, we're going to pick specific people and we're going to support you even if you're not a pro player. And then they took that down. They ran that for like 2 years. It was this big jumbled confusing mess, and they just recently announced, like not even a week ago, they're canceling that. So what does Legend Story Studio does? Well, these goddamn they come out like 2-3 days later and like, yeah, here's our professional support system. Here you go. Here's our pro league. Here's the 4 tiers of it. You can go from tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and then you get to your nationals. We're gonna have actual prize support. You have the chance to win your gold rares, which are worth a lot. There's gonna be actual cash prize support. I mean, they had an event that was worth what, like $10,000, and the game's still small. Like, imagine what it's gonna be like in 5 years. You'll probably be walking away with like 50 grand. Quite frankly, this is a fantastic move by Legend Story Studios. They know what they're doing. They're seeing what Wizards is just throwing away, right? And they're not throwing away like the unnecessary parts of a card game. They're throwing away like key components to their card game because they want to be an IP now. And so Legend Story Studios is coming up being like, all right, well, guess we'll do it. This is it's so funny to watch too. I get like joy out of watching it because it really does feel like the Alpha Chad Legend Story Studio, like just bitch smacking Wizards around, being like, oh, you fucking idiots, like, oh, what are you doing? Just across the face, back and forth, like it's just. Wizards stopped supporting LGSs. That's pretty well known. They don't give prize support for their their standard stuff. It's like what, little promo packs. Like, ooh, wow. They stopped giving like the full art cards. They for a while they were giving for like standard promos. Weren't they like zombie tokens? They were like, here's some double-sided foil tokens as your prize. Like, nobody wants that. Nobody cares about that. That's not an incentive to go and join an event. Like, I've never joined a Magic event. The most I did was I was gonna go join a Pauper event, and because I wanted to kind of support it, I thought Pauper was kind of cool, and like 3 people showed up. Apparently the next time, which I unfortunately wasn't able to go to, more people showed up, but they just never did anymore because it just wasn't popular enough. And then the only other thing I did is I went to like a commander night with a bunch of people, and we got some packs. He gave us some leftover standard showdown packs, but that was all I ever did. I didn't really have an incentive to go and play, the standard format or whatever and join in because I didn't care about the prizes. What was there to gain from it, right? I didn't care. But Legend Story Studios, they actually offer prize support. I actually just signed up, and I signed up like 4 o'clock this morning because I woke up really early and couldn't get back to sleep. So I was looking at a game store here in Canada, Bento Gaming, and I saw they have an armory event tomorrow. And there's the first prize is a cold foil Iris of Reality or whatever. I think that's the prism weapon. It's a cold foil, and the other things are like packs. Like you get packs and some promos in that. And I was just like, you know what? I want to enter that. Am I going to win first place? Probably not. Honestly, let's be real. I've been playing this game for like a month and a half or so. It's Blitz. I barely played Blitz. I'm taking my Dorinthia deck, and it's not even like a tuned Dorinthia deck. It's got some good stuff, but it doesn't have like Twinning Blades, for instance. But I'm gonna try to enter. Even if I get fourth place, even if I don't get fourth place, even if I just spend $10, I get my ass kicked, and I learn something and improve, then the next time there's an event, I can improve, right? And this is what Legend Story Studio is getting right. I am somebody who never cared about entering anything Magic event related or tournaments or anything. I didn't care to compete. With Flesh and Blood, I'm going to. I want to. The prize support is there. Like, the things that they're offering for prizes, like, hey, that's cool enough. Why don't I try? I want to win something. I want to get better at the game and win some prizes. You know? Like, it's just... This is what I mean about this big alpha energy. Legend Story Studios knows what they're doing. They look at Magic and they go, people aren't liking that. We're going to do the opposite. We're going to do what people actually want. We're going to listen to the customer base. We're going to listen to what people want. Because that's what Wizards is not doing. They don't care what you want. You know, they think that all you want is more and more and more product, right? And that's another thing Legend Story Studios is getting right. Wizards is pumping out product like crazy, and it's selling like crazy, but it's also turning away some of their most devoted customers. You know, you'll sell Secret Lairs for quite a while, and you'll sell them to the Timmies, you'll sell them to the people who will be in the game for a couple of years and then they'll leave. But you're losing your core fan base. You're losing the people like me who have played for 10 years. You're losing the people who've been playing since this conception of Magic. Because we're tired of it. We don't want products shoved down our throat. Right? Because the other thing with these products being shoved down our throat is that the quality of them has tanked, right? The quality of Magic has gone through the floor. The thing that made me the most angry of recent was the Commander decks. There was the Prismari, I think, yeah, the red-blue one. It was Zaphi, Thunder, Conductor. And in his text, refers to himself as the Thunder Collector. How do you fuck that up? How do you mess that up? How a face card of the deck, how do you refer to itself wrong? And this is the face card. This is in the product. It refers to itself incorrectly. How do you mess that up? Well, you mess it up because you're just pumping out product like crazy and you don't have time to actually correct any mistakes like that. Whereas Legend Story Studio is releasing 3 sets a year, right? And maybe something like the Monarch Split deck and little supplementary products, they're focusing on quality over quantity. Whereas Magic is quantity over quality. The quality is shit, right? Have you seen the power creep in Magic? And that's the next point. Power creep. Magic right now is insane. Have you ever read The Great Henge? Have you ever looked at Nyx Bloom Ancient? Have you ever looked at cards like Hull Breacher, for instance? Right? Jeweled Lotus? These things are insanely powerful. They are warping formats. They are taking formats like Commander, which are evergreen formats, which are, non-rotating, that have played cards all throughout Magic's history. And it's almost like there's a rotation now. Because they just keep pumping out more and more powerful cards, and they have to ban cards in other formats because they're creating stuff for Commander. So they have to up the power level to join that format, and they're ruining every format. They're ruining every format. Commander is not nearly as fun as it used to be because of this power creep. And anybody who's been playing for a long time would probably agree with me on that. Maybe not necessarily, but I think most people would. On the other hand, you have Flesh and Blood, right? This game is about tiny, minute advantages. And it is the most tightly balanced game I have ever played. Okay? It is just... I don't know how they did it. And I don't know how they're going to continue. But my God, the people who make this game, they are actual 400 IQ people. Okay? They are the actual alpha chads in terms of their intelligence. Because holy shit, this game... I don't, like, the amount of, like, times that I've had games where both me and the opponent have gotten to 1 life, right? And there's a genuine back and forth. And how many times I've been at 1 life and my opponents, we're both at 1 life and they've got the advantage. They're swinging at me. I'm on the defensive. They're on the offensive. I'm playing 1 or 2 card hands. They've got 3 or 4 card hands. And then suddenly... it shifts. I just get that one little advantage, and it's just it's literally a single card in your hand advantage, and suddenly you've made it even, and then you can push for a shift. I think the fact that they limit the resources, you have such a limited amount of resources that you really have to be smart with every single action you take, that it rewards the skill over the luck, or just simply getting, not getting mana screwed or something like that, right? Or just in Commander now, it's just whoever pops off first. Oh, turn 5 and you've got 1,000,000 mana and 1,000,000 permanents. Okay, well I guess that was fun. Let's shuffle up and play another game. You don't get that with Flesh and Blood. They focus on the quality of the game and the quality of the gameplay, and just the only card they have banned wasn't even that strong. They only banned Drone of Brutality because it didn't agree with their own design philosophy. They realized later that this card really, we just don't like the way that it works. And maybe the card could have been more broken later, but I think their design philosophy is, the idea of the game is that you're full up, you have all your energy, you're fighting somebody, you're trading blows, and as you go you get more tired, and the drone being able to put itself on the bottom automatically, it keeps you from never running out of cards, and it doesn't, the philosophy is that you will eventually get fully exhausted where you just can't defend yourself anymore, right? If you can't kill your opponent quick enough, they have more cards in their deck, that means they have more energy, and you're just gonna die. And I think that's why they banned it. That seems, that goes against their design philosophy. Do you know how many cards Wizards has banned in the past 2 fucking years? It's insane. They banned more cards in the past 2 years than they did in the past 10, So, it just, everything that Legend Story Studios is doing right now just feels like they're looking at Magic and going, okay, let's do the opposite of what they're doing, and we're good. And they're nailing it. They are nailing it. And just the fact that, like, within days, I know that Legend Story Studios, and, they've been working on their Pro League system, their whole Pro system for competitive play. They've probably been working on it since its inception, since before that, right? And I wouldn't be surprised if they've been waiting to put it out there, or they've been tweaking it and just getting it right and just wanting to take some time. But then they saw Magic go, oh, we're canceling ours. So they were like, okay, you know what? No, we're good. We're ready. We're just drop it. Let it out there. Get a couple days to get it finalized, to finish it up, really, make sure that everything's good. Because again, they care about quality. And then boom, here you go. Magic doesn't want to support pro play? Here you go, guys. Join Flesh and Blood. And this is going to do wonders for the game. There are going to be so many professional players from Magic who are going to move to Flesh and Blood, and I guarantee you they're probably going to like the game more. I can't guarantee you, but chances are they'll like the game more because it's so tightly controlled, and it's a game of skill less than luck. And I think the most professional players prefer that. They want their skill to shine more than the luck. And I gotta say, I'm just a casual player, right? I'm not looking to be a professional. I'm not looking to make Flesh and Blood my absolute life and make a ton of money off of it. I want some cool promos. I want some cold foils. I want to win some packs in that and really build a collection that way. But I'm not looking to be a pro player. But you can bet your ass that when this is going on, I'll be paying attention. I want to learn from the pro players. I want to learn from this and gain some insight and really see how they play. But I'm not looking to be that player. But congratulations, Legend Story Studios. You are doing one hell of a job. Absolutely fantastic. It's so nice to see the underdog just, Flesh and Blood's in a bubble. Oh, Flesh and Blood's nobody plays this game. Nobody cares about this game, right? No one cares about this game, right? It's just so nice to see this underdog come up and just uppercut Wizards right in the balls. Just go, okay, Wizards. They're just doing everything right that Wizards is getting wrong, and it's fantastic to see. I love Magic, I do, and that's why I'm so passionate. That's why I'm so upset with how Wizards is treating the game, right? It's not the game I fell in love with anymore. That's my point. I love what Magic used to be. I don't like what it is now. And to see Legend Story Studio fill the role that Wizards is no longer filling, and to give me that feeling back of a game that the company loves it, because you can feel the passion behind Flesh and Blood. You can feel the care and the dedication behind it, and the quality control, and just the focus on making a good game. And that's what I want from a company. I don't want to buy thousands of different products. I've spent a lot of money on Flesh and Blood. I've sold a lot of Magic to spend a lot of money on Flesh and Blood, right? But I'm only buying a few sets. It's just I can buy a lot of those sets and a lot of the things that I want. Whereas with Magic, you can buy a little bit of a bunch of different things, And like I said, it's just great to see it's just really cool to see, and it's funny to me. You know, when Legend Story Studios announced they were doing pro play, and I saw that, I laughed. I actually laughed. I was like, that's just such an alpha move. Oh, you're canceling yours, Wizards? All right, well, here you go. Here's ours. Fantastic, fantastic. Thank you, Legend Story Studios. Thank you, James White, for this fantastic game. And there's one last thing I want to say, and I'm going to say it in every single video. There's one more thing that Wizards is not doing that you need to do, and that is hire Therese Nielsen as one of your artists. I will say this until it happens. Please, Legend Story Studios, James White, hire Therese Nielsen. Please. I will see you all in the next video. I hope you all have a good day. Bye-bye.